Hey, this is Andrew Kurtz, and I appreciate you tuning in. This is just going to be a real short video to bring you up to speed on a new feature we've added that gives you the ability to control some of the messaging that is generated by Vigilix through the emails that we create and send. So one of the initiatives that we've been working on has been to improve both the visibility, kind of the appeal of the emails and the look and feel of the emails, but also make the emails more meaningful. You have probably noticed that the emails themselves have changed format. They have a nice HTML format now, and over time the content of the emails is continuously being updated and improved to make the data that's presented through the email more meaningful. So as an example, on a remote control session being completed, the normal format is going to be kind of a banner, and then the body of it in this particular case is going to let you know that the remote control session ended, tell you when it occurred, and give you details of the log entries that were captured during that process. So this is something that we're working on behind the scenes to make all of these more meaningful from our perspective. These are global defaults, however, and you may want to change them for both the messaging to your team and to your customer. So one of the things that we have recently done is we have split out the management of conditions from the general settings screen. That had a benefit of improving the general settings screen, making it more readable and usable, and you can now go organization options and just look at conditions, and you will get this screen that lets you set the priority of an alert, a little more visually appealing, and it also lets you override the emails that are generated for each event that can be created based on the templates you've selected. So if you don't override the event, then our default, whatever we've specified on the back end, will automatically be generated. But if you want to change what the default is that's sent, whether it's to your customer or your team, you can go to email and you can specify that you want to change it. And in this case, if you wanted to add something to it, if you wanted to record that it was acknowledged, you could say acknowledged by and drag the user in at and when was it done. And so you've enhanced this, so now if we save this, you now have a new default email. This is what will get sent to everybody, your team, whenever an email is generated. It'll also be what's sent to your customers unless you've also overridden the customer email. If you have specified a customer email, then when Vigilix determines it's sending an email to a customer, and I'll explain that in just a second, but when Vigilix decides it's sending an email to a customer, it will use this format instead. And in this case, it may simply be a softer message. So you'll notice here we put as part of your support contract, we monitor for software being added or removed, detected a change today, and wanted to let you know. Here's the information. If you have any questions about this information, call our help desk at your phone number, your partner, your name, something like that. So this gives you the ability to provide a much softer message, maybe a marketing message, telling them about the value of your support to your customers when you're going to send them alerts. So you're able to go and take any event and change the body of what is triggered and the subject of what is triggered for that event and make it something that's more specific to your team and to your customer. Now, how does Vigilix decide if it's a customer user? There are two ways. The first is, and for those of you who have used Vigilix for a while, you know you can set up users. For instance, if I look at China Buffet here, I've got a user. This user was created and they were given a role of customer view only, and I was forced to pick a particular customer or location that they were going to have access to. So if an email is getting sent to a user who has a user role that is one of these customer level roles, Vigilix, if it sees a customer email override, it will use the customer email as opposed to your default email or our default email. A new feature has been added recently that lets you send real-time alerts. So you can also specify that you wanted to send a real-time alert. For instance, I want to email akurtz9@gmail.com when particular events take place. So if an application list change takes place, I want to send them that event, and I can pick multiple events. I can specify multiple users. Every user specified on this customer administration screen, the email address is here. If we're sending an email to somebody in that list, they are assumed to be a customer, and we will use the customer messaging as opposed to the default messaging. So these features have been added recently to Vigilix, designed to put more power in your hands to control the information that's sent to your team, the information that's sent to your customers. We hope that these features make Vigilix an even more valuable tool to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're going to be at the RSPA show this year, and I look forward to speaking with you there.